Beniers with some room, left wing side, got Morgan driving, Beniers, and he scores!
Joining us now is New England Hockey Journal draft analyst Jeff Cox to talk about the 2021 NHL Draft. Hey Jeff, let's talk prospects. At number 5, Paul Davey, left wing playing in the USHL for the Des Moines Buccaneers and committed to BC.
Yeah, Davey's improved his stock this year. He's a Greenwich, Connecticut native, big kid. Always has shown a lot of skill and hockey sense in terms of being able to make plays below the dots. You know, he hasn't put up wild numbers in the USHL, but he's proven that he can play at a high level like that. And to me, improves his stock and makes him a much more valuable commodity than if he had stayed in the prep school circuit this year.
Coming in at number 4, Nate Benoit, defenseman out of Mount St. Charles, U18, a Bow, New Hampshire kid, off to North Dakota.
Yeah, Benoit's a player that's really taken a huge jump in his game over the past 2 years. He played for Northern Cyclones growing up, and then he moved on to Mount St. Charles last year. He's solid two-way defenseman, can step up, make physical plays, make smart decisions on the breakout, and he's committed to North Dakota, and he deserves to go middle rounds of the draft, but I think a player like him might get picked a little bit ahead of where he might otherwise because of that North Dakota commitment.
At number 3 on our countdown is Ryan St. Louis. He's a winger currently playing with the NTDP U18 team, a Northeastern commit.
Yeah, St. Louis is a fun player to watch. He's skilled. He's really smart. He's always been one of those players that you watch him. He's not the fastest guy on the ice necessarily. He's definitely not the biggest guy on the ice, but he always seems to make plays. He's a player that if he was in prep school or in junior hockey out here, he would be heads and shoulders above everyone else. He's a player to me who deserves to go somewhere late in the second round or early third round of the draft.
At number 2 is Mackie Samoskovic, a player we profiled earlier this season, a winger with the Chicago Steel from Newtown, Connecticut, a Michigan commit.
Yeah, Samoskovic isn't as familiar to local hockey fans. He's a Newtown, Connecticut native, but he's been out west for quite a while now between Shattuck St. Mary's and now the Chicago Steel. His speed and skill allows him to create a lot of offense on the rush. A little bit undersized, but it's hard to ignore his skating ability, and I see him going in the second round of the draft, maybe squeaking into the late first round.
And finally, at number 1, Matt Beniers, a freshman center playing for Michigan, out of Hingham, Mass. Won gold at the World Juniors this winter, and has really developed into a solid college player.
Yeah, Beniers is just an elite hockey player. He's smart, he competes, he has a great motor. You watch him from shift to shift, and he just continues to accelerate and skate at an elite pace throughout the entire shift. He's not someone that gets tired. He's such a complete hockey player that there's just no way that he goes outside of the top 10. And he's part of a Michigan freshman class that includes defenseman Owen Power is probably going to be the number 1 overall pick, and then Ken Johnson. The three of them, Beniers, Ken Johnson, and Owen Power, will all go in the top 10 of the NHL draft.